Hello and welcome, air signs being Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. We are doing the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July 2023 using these two amazing decks. This is a brand new deck that came into my collection this week, and as its name implies, this deck may hurt. This deck has got such a strong, powerful voice. It is gentle and the artwork is just absolutely gorgeous, but this deck gets straight to the heart of a matter, gets straight to the truth that we need to hear. So because this deck is so powerful, because this deck has got such a strong voice, I decided to partner it with the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. So this deck is all about self-empowerment, it's all about self-improvement, it's all about understanding and seeing the beauty and the magic of who you are. So I thought that this was such a good partner, such a good pairing in Oracle and Tarot to see what the week ahead has in store for air signs, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. So let me move these boxes out of the way. I have the cards positioned underneath them. I'm going to move the tarot. Oh, I know the glare is bad for a brief second, but as soon as I'm busy there, the glare disappears. So let's get shuffling air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We're doing the week of the 17th to the 23rd of July, 2023. We want to know from the cards, what is this next week have in store for you? What is relevant, significant, and important for you for this next week? What does your focus need to be? Where does your focus need to be? And what is the kind of things that you may be experiencing and navigating this week? Right. Cutting the oracle there, taking one, putting the others aside. So these backs are so pretty. We're putting our crown on. We have got card 10, and card 10 has got the keyword of red with a smaller keyword of forgive. And here we have this lady sitting in a bathtub, bit unusual, bit strange. She is surrounded by a lot of red, and I don't know if these are tomatoes or apples. I don't know. I want to go tomato, but I could be very wrong. But she's sitting in the bathtub, and if we have a look at what's happening in the bathtub, can you see that there's a little bit of discoloration with the fruit, with the items? You know, they're looking like they're getting a little bit I want to say a little bit fraught. The window is open, it's a clear sky outside, but now the fact that she's climbed into the bathtub with the plants and she's trying to rejuvenate, she's trying to bring them back to life, she's trying to revitalize them. Okay, and the forgive word that we have there, you know, red is passion, red is love, red is anger, red is excitement, red is enthusiasm, red is you know, there's so many interpretations of the color red, but in this particular case it is her love, it is her passion. Forgive because maybe she's neglected, and maybe all of these fruits, whether they be apples or oranges. Oh, listen to me, apples and oranges. Oh my gosh, forgive me. Whether they be, and of course they can't be apples as I say that, because you don't get apples growing on a plant. It has to be tomatoes. It has to be tomatoes. So what she's doing is she is trying to bring them back to life. She's trying to revitalize them, but they are symbolic of herself. They are symbolic of her own energy, of her own self, which is why she has climbed into the bathtub with them. So red, and our blood runs red. You know, our flesh runs red because of the blood, obviously. So it is about forgiving yourself for neglecting yourself, for not watering yourself as often as you should be, for not taking care of yourself as often as you should be. So as you can see, I am shuffling the This Might Hurt Tarot, and interesting to see what's going to come through around self-forgiveness, about being passionate, about being, you know, inspired, about being enthusiastic, about being red with forgiveness. You know, and I'm saying it's self-forgiveness because she has climbed into the tub, but maybe there is somebody else, something else that you are passionate about, that you are super enthusiastic about, that actually needs forgiveness in your life. Let's see what the tarot says. So just need to try and make some space. Card number one, we have the Tower. Oh wow, that is so interesting. I say that's so interesting because it's the Tower, first of all, and the Tower energy is always interesting. I love Tower energy, but I just finished recording the Earth signs and they had the Tower in exactly that same position as well. So that means that 50% of all of you, no, yes, 50%, because it's 3 and 3 is 6 out of the 12. We have the 5 of Swords. So 50% of you are going through this kind of motion this week. That is very interesting. So 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords, and our last one is the Queen of Cups. I love that ending. Okay, putting the tarot aside because we have the cards that we need. Now I can space them out a little bit. All right, so let's talk about Tower card. In tarot, Tower is not a good card. In tarot, the Tower is not a card that we get excited about. I know I said I get excited about it, but I get excited about it because I know what it brings. I know what the end goal is. I know what Tower is working us towards. And the Tower is working us towards positive change. Okay? I know you look at that card and you think, come on, Rene, how are you getting positive change from that? So let's put it into perspective. This particular tower is a lighthouse. What does a lighthouse represent? What does a lighthouse stand for? A lighthouse is a early warning system that there is danger. It is also a beacon of hope, because if somebody is lost out at sea, that lighthouse is an indication of shore, an indication of land, an indication of somebody. But it's also there to warn the ships, to warn the people that, you know, you're getting too close to land and you could crash. So a lighthouse is put in place as a beacon of hope, as a warning system, but as a sense of taking care of others. In this particular card, we have this lighthouse, which has obviously been built, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the card, which has obviously been built on a rocky outcrop. Okay, so they don't have lush gardens, they don't have, and because of the rocky outcrop, the lighthouse has to be tall. It has to go high up in order for its light to be seen from far away. We have lightning that has struck, and it struck quite close to the top. So the lighthouse's light is falling. We have 2 people who have jumped out of the lighthouse from the top in order to save themselves, okay? They've realized that if they stay there, they're in danger, so they are dropping. They're going to land into the sea. They may land on the rocky outcrops, but they're going to land and they're going to be okay. Once this tragedy is over, once the lighthouse has been struck, once the storm has passed, once these 2 people have swum to safety, obviously they're going to come back and reassess the damage. And because of the lighthouse's purpose and function, because the lighthouse does carry such a significant function, it's important that the lighthouse get re-erected. Okay, we can't now just say, okay, well, the lighthouse is broken, so we're just going to leave it broken. No, the lighthouse is broken. The lighthouse serves such an important function in helping people navigate to safety that we have to put the lighthouse up again. So it's not an option but to rebuild. We have to rebuild. But what we're going to do now, because maybe this is the 3rd time that we've been struck by lightning, maybe this is the 3rd time that we've had to rebuild. So now we're going to say, okay, are we going to rebuild in exactly the same ways we had before? Are we going to just re-establish the lighthouse in its original form? Or are we going to learn from what happens over and over and over again and build the lighthouse in such a way to mitigate or to remove the potential danger? Are we going to improve the design of the lighthouse? We have to rebuild it anyway. So we're going to take the opportunity to redo, to rebuild, to reestablish, to improve. Okay, let's come back to forgive. Let's come back to red. Let's come back to self-forgiveness. So maybe your situation, and remember this is a 7-day period, okay? This is just this week of the 17th to the 23rd of July for air signs. So maybe the Tower card is saying to you, the thing that keeps collapsing in your life, the thing that keeps going wrong, let's see that. Let's recognize it. Let's forgive ourselves for that continuous repetitive breakdown of something. And instead of repeating the cycle, let's actually time out. Let's actually stop for a minute and let's sort of say to ourselves, okay, what can we do differently? How can we do it differently? Let's forgive ourselves for not doing this in the past. Let's forgive ourselves for not being in this situation previously. Let's forgive ourselves for not having done this before. And let's focus on doing it properly this time. So let's move on to 5 of Swords, because 5 of Swords is also a very interesting card. I actually need to bring it closer. So here we have this fella. Okay, whether this is you or somebody else, we don't know. But here we have this person. He seems to be standing above really, really small people. I don't know if they're small because they're just far away or if they're just that insignificant. He looks like a bit of a bully. Like, I really have to say that. He looks like he's a bit of a tough bully. And these people look like they're in suffering. So this bully has got 2 swords, 3 swords, and he's got 2 more there. He looks like he's taking advantage, but maybe what he's doing is maybe these are the bullies, and this is him standing up to himself, standing up for himself. Maybe this is him taking his power back. Maybe this is him actually causing harm to somebody else in order for him to succeed. Maybe he's at that point now where it's like, stop. Time out. I'm not letting you bully me anymore. I'm not going to do the same thing over and over and over again, hoping for different results. I'm actually going to step up and say, enough. Stop. Stop. Let's do things differently. We can worry about this later. Forgive yourself for not standing up to circumstances before now. But this time, this week, air signs, you're going to stand up to yourself. This time you're going to take your power back. This time you're going to say, I'm not on that cycle. I am going to change. I'm going to forgive myself for past. I'm going to leave that be, but I'm going to change my way forward. I'm going to change the way that I react, the way that I respond, the way that I handle the things that go wrong. I'm not going to let you bully me anymore. I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm standing up for myself, and I am taking back my power. 6 of Swords. So there you are. You've jumped in your boat. You're moving in that direction. The horizon is clear. Yes, we've got some rocky outcrops here, but if you stay on this path, your horizon is clear. We can't see what's beyond that, okay? But what I want you to notice, this line of choppy waters versus calm waters, okay? Forget about the little snake that's following her. I'm going to put my finger over that. Let's do it that way. Put my finger over the little snake, because I know you're going to be focusing on the snake. The snake is following, but the snake is never going to reach you. The snake stays in the choppy waters, and you are about to break through to the even waters, to the calm waters, to the easy waters. So it's like you are just about through the challenge, just about through the difficulty, but it's about perseverance, it's about persistence, but it's also about not stopping, regardless of how scary, how awful, how tragic, how disappointing the thing is. You're going to forgive yourself for not doing this before. You're going to forgive yourself for not having the courage, the strength to persevere and to get through to the calm waters. You're going to forgive yourself for not standing up for yourself previously, and you're going to forgive yourself for the repeated patterns that you've experienced in the past. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this is an important week for forgiving self and for changing your behavior, for changing your actions, and moving towards a better, happier life. I mean, come on, let's just look at this. Forget about Queen of Cups. Forget about what it says. Just look at her. So there she's sitting on the edge of calm waters. We've got a beautiful full moon. She's got her crown on, of course she does. But look at that smile on her face. Look at the happiness. She's sitting in a chair. She is living her best life. And in her bowl represents everything. She's holding it with 2 hands. She's holding her bowl with 2 hands, and she's saying that, you know what, she now has in her hands the potential for a happier life, the potential for anything that she deems important, relevant, and significant. Queen of Cups is about nurturing the self. Nurturing the self. That's what we've got going here. Nurturing the self, not allowing these experiences, and I'm pointing to these 2 cards, not allowing these experiences to dictate our future, to actually have the courage and the confidence to make the changes that we need to in order to forgive, to let go, to reestablish, to recreate, to move to be happy. To be happy. Gosh, I love that, air signs. I really do. But we don't want to stay here. We don't want to get stuck in rebuilding the lighthouse in the same way over and over and over again. Because if we do that, the same pattern will just keep happening. We have to do the thing that is most uncomfortable, and that is climbing out of our familiar, climbing out of our comfort, jumping out of the windows, forgiving yourself, moving away from that which causes pain and difficulty, knowing that happiness awaits. And that is what this week is all about. So this may unfold in a simple little easy thing. It may unfold in quite a big thing. But Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, brace yourselves. Change is coming. Forgive yourself. Nurture the self. Focus on the self. Ignore those that cause you harm and difficulties. Wishing you an amazing week. as always, with love and blessings, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.